Thank you. So, what a privilege it is for me to go first. This is definitely a real amazing event. And before we get started, like the video said, recognizing our rising stars. How about you get on your feet and let's recognize our rising stars right now. Come on, get on your feet. You are our rising stars. Yes. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for making the trip. This was a big deal for PRMG this year to literally trek to Tennessee. And real quick story, I've had the privilege of, I want to say, coming here on Saturday, and my wife and I have some family, she does, and we went ahead and kind of toured the I-65 and the 40 and a few others, and what do you think of Tennessee? And I said, the trees. Oh my God, the trees. Yeah, but great.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What about Tennessee? And I said, the trees. There's so many trees. It's amazing. And the truth is, it is. And I learned something. The reason that there are so many trees and everything is so green is because underneath all of us is a limestone. And the limestone will not let the water drain. So there's only one way for it to go. It either evaporates or it gets drunk up by the plants. And so I thought that was kind of an interesting piece of trivia. All right, so look, we're going to get this show on the road. I'm not going to bore you guys. The first thing I would like to talk about and address is the agenda. Do you guys all have one of these in front of you? This amazing little cool record. You just pull it out like that, okay? And in that agenda, Andrea Malice asked me, she said, Paul, would you be so kind as to just kind of go over today's agenda? And so let's just kind of do that really quick. So obviously, we're starting with day one. We've got some amazing speakers here. You could bring the lights up a little bit now because I can't even see what I'm doing up here. So let me put my glasses on because I'm old. Anyway, so obviously the next, we're going to start, you'll have Chris coming on, and then KP is going to talk to you at 12:45. Gary Malice is going to be on board with us at 1:30. He's going to hit some capital markets, what to look forward to. And then, of course, we're going to hear from Mindy. That'll be at 2:40. And then that'll be followed by Robin Clayton. She's going to talk to you about you're leaving money on the table, lots of money. Robin's going to show you some really cool things. And then we're going to wrap up with Ownership Circle. And then finally, we're all going to go up to the rooftop tonight to Luna's. Have you guys been up to Luna's yet? It's amazing. So I, again, got a sneak preview on Saturday to go up there and just chill, the calm before the storm. I was teasing the bartenders. I said, wait till the mortgage team gets here. It's going to be a whole different thing. So anyway, we're really excited about that. So that'll be for tonight. And then, of course, if you go through the agendas, you can see what we're going to be doing on day 2. We got a packed agenda for you on day 2. That's when we're going to get into some, starting some serious speaker sessions with Brittany Hodak. She'll be at 9:30, super fans. And of course, Tony Thompson will be speaking to us. This will be at about 10:50, it looks like 10:35. And then 11:45, you'll have Brett Stenstrom. I think we actually have a recording from her, if I'm not mistaken. And then, of course, we'll get back to Chris. Andrea, did you want me to go over the whole agenda? No. She says no. So here's the point. Please take a look at this agenda. And also on Wednesday night on day 2, we're going to the rooftop of Alan Jackson's. That'll be tomorrow night. And that's going to be a load of fun. We'll be out there on the strip, rubbing elbows. Also, real quick, sponsors, we did a nice little thing for you guys because we love you guys. Take a look. You each have your own sponsorship guide with your ad in there. And every one of these sponsorship guides are actually very nicely done, are in everyone's bag. So be sure to give your sponsors some love. Okay, so.
How about a round of applause for our sponsors?
You guys are all phenomenal. This would not be possible, especially to do what we're doing here without your love and support. So thank you from the bottom of my heart on behalf of PRMG. Thank you to all of our sponsors. it goes without saying, we appreciate, obviously, each and every one of you. I do want to give special recognition to the Platinum sponsors. Thank you so much. We'll be recognizing you throughout the next few days. But from my heart and my team's heart, you are what makes us special. So thank you very much for being here.
Well said, Chris. Thank you, guys. So I have no fancy PowerPoint to present. I have no statistics to share. This time, my job is really just to be the opening act until they give me the hook, essentially. But I will tell you that last night, I had the privilege of hanging with some of you. There were pockets of conversations going on throughout the downstairs bar area. We did have 2 fire drills, which was really weird and so unusual. And they kicked us out literally for a few minutes. But anyway, beyond that, as I talk to you guys, I learn more and more about the why PRMG. You know, my job is to ensure that the brand is solid, to ensure that we have good corporate identity, and to ensure that you guys have a roadmap, a paved way when you go out there and you meet with your customers and your partners, you know, that they know who PRMG is. And while Kevin Peranio is beaten senseless into me, you know, the why PRMG, I mean, I've got them all on the top of my head. You know, we're not a hedge fund. We're privately held, which is a pretty big deal. We're not beholden to anyone. You guys all know this. You know, and of course, we're built by originators for originators, which is really a true statement. It's not some platitude, because Paul and Robert both were originators. So they understand the plight. They know what it takes. And in this business, what I've learned by talking to a lot of you at the end of the day, along with perseverance, there's a lot of grit in this business. It really takes grit if you're really a true entrepreneur. There are different definitions of entrepreneurism, and you know, the Oxford Dictionary has one, and of course Merriam-Webster has another one slightly different. But the reality of it is that grit, perseverance, and fortitude really is what it's about, and you guys all have that, and that's why you're all here, and that's why you guys have all been able to lift PRMG to new heights, which brings me to this point. So as I was talking to people, what I'm learning through all of you is that, you know, what's the great separator, right? What makes PRMG different? Why is it different for you? Why do our sponsors love us so much? I mean, sponsors, honestly, I was talking with Tiffany last night, and I mean, it's like, you know, they feel compelled to say how much they want to be here and be part of our team. I think a lot of it is a chemistry. I think a lot of it has to do with our culture. You know, you hear me say it all the time, and it's not bullshit. We are a earned culture over time. We got over 20 years. I have 12 and a half. I've gotten to witness that cultural shift. Our actions and behaviors, day in, day out, is what brings the company along. So when sometimes in my presentation I say, well, you know, what lifts the company? Is it the brand? Is it the logo? No, it's the people. It's us. And we love you guys for it. And you know, we are trying so hard to meet the demands. I am going, you know, you hear the term, progress is not possible without change, right? Progress is not possible without change. Well, everybody in this room speaks to that. I get it. We're in a we have market compression right now. It is a tough market. We're not going to sit there and pretend we don't see that. But I also like to think that this gives us a lot of opportunity because of the actions and behaviors, because we always have done and aim to do what's right, because we take care of each other. We're going to weather that storm. We're going to navigate it, like Rosa likes to say, navigating the perfect storm. Every time there's a storm, PRMG seems to grow out of it and get better. So, you know, you hear, what got us here won't get us there. Operation 180, code for change, 180 degrees. We need to flip it upside down, look at it from the other end, and see how well it might perform and what we need to do to make it better. And I've been reading a book, for those of you that...
There's a lot of work, as you can imagine, that goes into putting on an event like this. We started planning, I kid you not, probably about 6-7 months ago minimum, having first monthly meetings, then like weekly meetings. Because every little detail matters. You guys are sacrificing, as we talked about Chloe, you're sacrificing time away from your family, from your employees at your offices, from the work that you are stressing out over right now. How many people have a loan that may be going sideways and you're like, I really need to be on my phone right now? right? Okay, we get it. In fact, this is a good time for me to mention that you all have a box on your table. Many of you are looking at the box going, okay, I don't get it. It's a nice box, but you know, I think they could have come with a better decorative table thing than a box. Who can guess what the box is for? You guys are much more brilliant than I am because I was like, I don't even know what that was for. Okay, I guess you guys do. The idea here is to be in the moment. We want you to be in the moment. Can you imagine? How many of you are paying attention right now? And you're a little bit distracted, not a lot, but a little bit distracted because you see one of your peers on the phone doing the iPhone or Android prayer. Is the source seeing me? And so the idea here is that I'm going to beg you, I can't force you to do anything, right? We're as close to independent contractors as they come. Me especially. I feel bad for Paul and Robert sometimes. But I'm going to ask you if you'll please consider putting your phone just so it's out of sight, out of mind until we give you a break. We give you lots of breaks. You have plenty of time. The emails, the challenges, the calls, they're always going to be there. But I only ask for 3 days a year, plus sales rally, the week after Super Bowl, for your indulgence. If you please grant me that, for the benefit of your peers and your fellow managers, let's put those phones in the boxes. Let's avoid, obviously, being on the phone. Now, I do want to ask Daniel Lewis as well. Where's Daniel Lewis? Can someone grab him? He's probably in the hallway. Is he too far away to grab?
Do we need to help you guys pass them up?
He's eating. So, I know we're impressive. All right. Oh yeah, Bear's got 5 minutes. And he's shaking. All right. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you very much. I know this is irritating, but trust me, I'll better come forward. Real quick, then we gotta move on. As I was saying, this takes a huge amount of energy and effort. And we hope that by Thursday afternoon when we wrap up, you'll all look back and say, you know what, I appreciate the people that we're going to recognize right now, even more so. So Daniel and Paul, can you please call up your teams to stand up where they are so we can all see them. If you can't, not stand, but if you are a manager, please be seated. But I want to have all the teammates, please make sure you're in the room so we can get together. Stand up there by KP and by Robert, please, so we can at least see who you are.
Yay.
Okay. This team got here early, stayed late. Thank you very much. In addition, ladies, raise your hands high. If you need anything, they're also there to help you throughout the next few days. So, leadership matters. You guys have done a hell of a job leading, and thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Your managers appreciate you. And Daniel and Paul, let's have a great show.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. And, of course, I do want to thank the creative team who is not here to help us put together these amazing record-esque brochures that feel like Nashville. How about that? I mean, this is like taking it another level. You guys should keep this as memorabilia of this event. I'm very proud of it, and you know what? You never know how it's gonna go. We even got the owners' signatures in there on the record. So let's talk about the scavenger hunt. I actually this morning posted on the Facebook community group page. I'm helping Robin out. I want to be a team player, and I posted on there about the Nashville leadership. You guys can see it there. These are the instructions. So let's see if I can see it from here. So some of you have already, it was Andrea Baldini. Where is she at? You were the first one to actually post something. I think I saw it on the plane. So thank you for doing that. And you put the right hashtags. You played by the rules. So the bottom line with the scavenger hunt is when you're out and about, you know, stepping over people out in the streets, because from what I understand, I watched Kevin's video last night. But anyway, KP that is. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure how to win is the following. And the prize, by the way, is this real cool microphone that you see sitting on top of the tables, the centerpieces. So, photo of you traveling to the conference. Andrea, good job. Photo of you with PRMG swag. Once you get your shirts, you can do that. Get your shirts on. We've got take a selfie with someone you haven't met and meet a new friend, which we're all doing, obviously. We started even doing that last night. Take a photo with at least 4 people in front of Nashville landmark. So you can find a landmark out in Nashville. The Frist Museum is here. There's the Ryman Auditorium, I believe, and there are a few other places that you can go to and do that. We can even do that when we're at AJ's tomorrow night. Photo of you with the regional manager, a PRMG regional manager. Photo of someone who has been in the business for over 20 years. I'm just curious, how many people have been in the business for over 20 years? It's an interesting thing. Wow. Yeah, it's actually more than I thought. The baby boomers are going, get rid of them. Okay, so anyway, photo of someone who, okay, I already did that one. Let's see here. Photo of with someone who used to work at the same company as you. And I've got a few people that I worked at the same company. Yeah, we all know this is the biggest little business. It just goes in a circle, doesn't it? So let's see what else we have. And then, of course, photo with someone who lives in a city you have always wanted to visit. So, and then finally it says, if this is your first leadership conference, and then what is the final one? Find a photo of the different centerpiece. Find and take a photo of the different centerpiece. There is a centerpiece that's different. Andrea Malice helped us shape that and put that together. She did a great job. Andrea doesn't sometimes, I want to give her credit because she's on that leadership committee team, keeps us on point, does an amazing job for this company. Speaking of which, because I got a couple minutes, speaking of which, Andrea is working with my team right now. She is making me get comfortable with being uncomfortable. We know we have weaknesses. I'm going to stand up before all of you, look you straight in the eye. I know there are pain points. Don't think I don't know that. We're a small, mighty team, and our job is to serve. That's the bottom line. But sometimes the orders get stacked up. It's like pulling an order off a wheel, when you're trying to be a chef, right? And you're trying to get that stuff done. And so Andrea is helping me rethink that. It's back to what we just talked about. It's back to the three ways to elicit change. And the first one is, I believe I got this right, is Negredo. Negredo is to disrupt or destroy the way we do things. Okay? Albedo is the new way, coming up with a solution that will help us do what we did, what was, to what is. And then once we've got that figured out, then you go to Rubedo, and Rubedo is the new standard of Albedo. Now Rubedo will go until it doesn't, and then it'll go back to Negredo again, right? And so on and so on. And that's the cycle of change. And this book has taught me so much. It's very interesting. And to hear people like Andrea, or Robin and I have conversations, or Chris Sorensen, or even Paul Rosso and I, about, Paulie, we can do things better. We got to constantly look at what we're doing. Progress is not possible without change. Okay? That's the beautiful thing about PRMG. Always evolving. Okay? So there's a place for disruption. Disruption sometimes brings opportunity. Market compression is disruption. There's going to be opportunity that's going to come from that. I guarantee it. It's going to happen. I've been in the business long enough to watch it. I go, didn't we do this like 10 months ago? So the reality of it is, what goes around comes around. And I just want you guys all to be really good navigators. That's really what I wanted to leave you. I'm going to actually jump off early and give some time back to our Master of Ceremonies. But you guys feeling it? You guys feel good about this? Okay. Do you guys think this is like the best leadership yet? Yes. I think so. All right, guys, listen, enjoy yourself. I'm now going to become part of the audience, and I'm going to step down, and A-team, do your thing.